Then the angel who was speaking to me left, and another angel came to meet him, and he said to him, "Run, tell that young man, Jerusalem will be a city without walls because of the great number of men and livestock in it. And I myself will be a wall of fire around it, declares the Lord, and I will be its glory within." Zechariah 2, verse 3 to verse 5. A grace of multiplication, and the key of now, this moment, is wall of fire, protected or surrounded with a wall of fire. The Bible or the angel of the Lord is saying this city will experience unlimited manifestation of breakthrough. That is the reason why humanistic boundaries cannot apply because they carry the potential of continuing in extensions of territorial boundaries. So these people contain potential inside them whereby they keep on pushing out. So they spread out. So even if you try to control them, even if you try to box them in a certain container, they cannot, because they seem as if they are a yeast. So they continue blossoming, they continue broadening, they continue widening, they continue increasing, because their secret is they are surrounded by wall of fire. So this wall of fire is the one that is doing a great number of men and livestock impartation. So as long as they are around, they are within the wall of fire, they receive impartation of great numbers. And these numbers of them, they are with glory. So they increase in numbers in terms of men and in terms of livestock. So men in terms of connections, in terms of networkings, in terms of destiny workers, destiny helpers, and all that kind of the ecosystem. And the livestock in terms of ideas, in terms of strategies, in terms of mechanisms, and all that. And he's saying as long as that is it is in great number, it comes with glory. So still they experience a great number in terms of glory manifestation. So they experience a lot of increased magnificence of the greatness of God. Praise Jesus Christ. So the angel or the Lord was telling that young man that don't try to measure them. Don't try to measure Jerusalem, because inside it there is potential of expansion. There is a potential of great numbers. Actually, they carry the ability of reproductivity, as we saw in Exodus chapter 1. That the more they oppress them, the more they increased. First Peter chapter number 1 and verse 5. Who through faith are shielded by God's power until the coming of salvation. Who through faith are shielded by God's power. And that is what they are saying here, that I will be a wall of fire around them. And it is my prayer, the moment you get shielded by God's power, the moment you start enjoying supernatural protection, the moment you are surrounded by wall of fire, within inside you started to increase. Because the reason why we don't increase, it is because of external aggressions, external forces that comes to attack our effort and our handwork. so that it doesn't reproduce. But the moment you are protected, the grace inside is uninterfered with. And when it is uninterfered with, it has the potential to work within itself towards increasing, towards great numbers of men, great numbers of livestock, and great numbers in terms of glory. And that is why when Satan went to heaven in the parade of God, there is something he told God concerning Job in Job 1 and verse 9. Does Job fear God for nothing? Satan replied, have you not put a hedge around him and his household and everything he has? You have blessed the work of his hands, so that his flocks and herds are spread throughout the land. But stretch out your hand and strike everything else, and he will surely curse you to your face. Notice here, when Job went to heaven, and there he is contending with God concerning the integrity and the uprightness of Job, Satan told the Lord, I know the secret of Job. The reason why he has spread out the country. He has spread out. He is in everywhere. He is in every dimension. He is in every business aspect. He is in every investment. And wherever he is spread out, he is excelling. It's because you have put a hedge around him. May God surround you the way he surrounded Jerusalem. David said, I will sleep and wake up and be blessed by God because I fear God. Therefore, the angels of God and camps around me. The moment you are surrounded, or the moment you are hedged with the fire or power of God, the moment you are shielded by power of God, the moment you are protected by the name of Jesus Christ in John 17, the moment you are ward by the wall of fire, the moment you are hedged around by God, inside you only experience increase, because you don't experience a sabotage, you don't experience poisoning, you don't experience external aggressions or frustrations, you don't experience harassment, you don't experience theft, you don't experience scorching spirits, you don't experience those poisonous scorpions and all that. So you are intact. And if you are intact, the potential God has put in you has the capacity to blossom or to broaden outward, or to manifest excellently beyond measure. So many people, the reason why they are struggling with limited manifestation of grace here and there is simply because they are not protected by God. They are vulnerable. They are exposed. So whenever somebody releases a cursing word, it works on you because you are not fortified. Jeremiah 1. If you read from verse 18 to 19, he is telling him, I have fortified you. So they will fight against you, but they will not overcome you, because I am with you to rescue you. So many people want somebody sets you an arrow of witchcraft. It works because you don't have a wall of fire. And that's why the Bible says, no weapon forged against us shall prevail. We must activate divine protection of God, supernatural protection of God. It is from that, it is from the protection of God, it is from the wall of fire. The wall of fire is around you, so it is releasing towards you inward impartation of great numbers, and the same wall of fire, it is releasing outward repelling power of pushing back negative aggression. And that is what I think, if we can just invest in that, God surround us with the wall of fire. Because when we are surrounded by that wall of fire, inside impartation of great numbers, outwardly repelling power to push back the enemy of sabotage. I declare great numbers.